reading for you. I'm Taren S, a High Priestess of traditional witchcraft. I'm a Crossroads witch, where we embrace both the dark and the light. And I've been brewing magic for almost 40 years now. Come on in, let's brew some together. Hello, hello, all you Crossroads witches and other things that go bump in the night. This is before I actually shoot a video. I typically will start pulling source material and everything, and I'm getting ready to shoot the video for Good Books for Dark Witches, and I want y'all to see, let me see if I can't, stack of books, because I keep thinking when we talk about a dark witch is actually someone who walks within balance. And so I want to give you all just a little bit of my library of books. And these aren't, yes, I actually have some children's books because they're good for fables and rhyming. But these are only just some of the books that I have, witches. I have a whole other bookshelf up at my house, y'all. I'm sitting here and I'm pulling these books thinking, what are good books that dark witches read? And I realized we should read everything. Crossroads witches, witches in general, magic folk. We are forever students, all right? And so my library reflects 40 years of my magical questions, wanting to answer, wanting to find out somebody else's opinion on it, all right? So, y'all saw the stack of books that I pulled, so let's sit down here and go over them. I think I have a stack. If you ask me tomorrow, I'll probably come back with a different stack of books on what are good books for dark witches to read, what's out there and everything. And I want to start with what I talk a lot about static knowledge versus intuitive knowledge. And that when we're talking about magic, when we're talking about letting all of that special out and into the world, that the static knowledge helps us. 20% is what we're working on with static knowledge. 80% is what we're working on with what feels right. So we're going to talk about 20% of that static knowledge. And I think the base of all modern, if you're doing any type of modern witchcraft, modern magic type things, is, and you'll see it's a tomb of a book, witches. This is the single most important text in the history of Western occultism. The 3 books of occult philosophy by Henry Cornelius Agrippa. All right, and you can see all of my little page holders, notes, and stuff because I actually use this book. I still will reference this book. This is a source book for almost everything written on occultism after that. So if you want to get to the source, when we talk about tertiary, primary sources, this is called a primary source book. All right? Now, I think the second book that where I want to go find out what's going on and everything else, read about, stuff like that, is I just lost my whole train of thought there, witches. It fell down and came back around again. If you are going into wanting to cast after midnight, then of course Richard Cavendish's The Black Arts. They just re-released I think the 50th anniversary, 50th anniversary edition. You can typically find most of these books secondhand. Some of them, if I know I have a book that's hard to get a hold of, I'll tell y'all. Another book that I really enjoy, Field Guide to Demons, Fairies, Fallen Angels, and Other Subversive Spirits by Carol and Dinah Mack. Good information in here. I really enjoy that. And of course, I really like this. I think this book sort of fell under the radar, and that is Walking the Twilight Path, a Gothic Book of the Dead by Michael Bellinger. And I think the cover does it disservice, the title, everything. I just think it was bad marketing. Great information in this book, all right? Michael he's from experience. It's also research and experience. It's intuitive and static knowledge blended together, and he brings this amazing book full of really good information, witches. All right. And with that, a book that's very similar is the Nocturnal Witchcraft books. He has several of them. I like his knowledge. This is, it's Kenosis. I'll just put his name up there for y'all to see it, witches. I think he's Greek. Okay? And oh, this one I actually really love a lot. And this is Drawing Down Spirits. All right, and this one is by Kinza Flynn and Raven Caldindra. It's Traditions and Techniques of Spirit Possession. Love, love, love this book. Okay, that's my herbals. And this is a book that really surprised me that somebody recommended to me, and I will say I was biased going into it. Typically, this publisher has a lot of fluffy stuff out there, and Stephanie Woodfield blew me away. That's what I want to say. Dark Goddess Craft, great book. I highly, highly recommend this one. Judica Ills has a couple of different books. She's also the author of 5,000 Spells. I have it up on my shelf. It's that big, thick book. She wrote another book, Encyclopedia of Spirits. And again, great reference book. You can curl up and it's an encyclopedia A to Z, and it just different entities, deities, spirits, the information. It's really good. It's well researched. I use this book. I really like it. Now, when it comes to my herbs, this is a Papa Jim's Herbal Magical Workbook. You can get your hands on it. If you can get reprints fairly cheap. First editions are astronomical prices. This Papa Jim's has been around 100 years. This is some old school Conjuring Hoodoo. This was my first herbal book, and it just tells all the good and the bad of the herbs. And surprisingly, another one I like is Green Witchcraft by Anna Mora, who gets into the baneful side of herbs in a respectful, responsible way. Now, I know I blew through a lot of titles for you, and you're like, what in the world? I am going to put this on a list. It will be available on our website, so you can go through this list of recommended books. And I would like to also say this is just my recommendation, which is, all right, my opinion. One Dark Witch. What do I read? I showed you earlier. I read everything and anything. I'll read about, the Wiccans, neo-pagans, traditional witchcraft, historical witchcraft, modern witchcraft, the lines of magic within modern society. I like knowing, I guess is how I've always been a bookish witch. Not all of us are. All right, I've got, quite a few friends that I don't know if they wrote a book this past decade, but they are some powerful witches. All right. You don't have to read a book to get your static knowledge. Static knowledge can be attained through experience. How do you do that? By going places, learning from other people, seeing how they do it, understanding what's being done. Then that becomes part of what you do. learning to work with the elementals, learning to create sacred spaces, learning meditative techniques, visualization techniques, learning that really it's focus, or really intention, focus, and will. These are all what I would reference as static knowledge, and how to develop those tools so that you can take them and let that intuitive, experience just go places, witches, And I also want to give a shout out, as y'all can tell. I decided I was going to change my hair up a little bit and did a little bit of, I don't have my hair today for a good look, but I did a beautiful fire goddess red is what I decided I wanted to invoke this season. I think it was those balefires, Beltanas coming in. So I was like, ooh, I got to get me some fire, and decided I'd have a little bit of fun with it. All right, of course I'm going to tell y'all if you're new here and everything, and if you are a new novice witch, welcome home. Never forget you are our next generation, all right? Lean in and take some notes. That's what I'm saying. I wish I'd wrote some stuff down years ago, all right? And of course, I want to tell you to go to the houseofwitchcraft.com, sign up for our newsletter. And as you can see here on YouTube, we do have a membership. It helps to support all that we do here. There's a lot of stuff that goes on the other side of that camera, and me having to block out time to create all of this content. So please help support that endeavor. And with that said, I hope y'all are having as bright of a blessed day as I'm having. And as always, amen, blessed be, ashe, and avo.